This is friendship.
Friendship.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's better than babality.
Yes. I love this episode. Like, something about this reminded me about being a kid again and watching, like, the old X-Men adventures. And so there's a lot of action, there's a lot of characters,
we got to see Steven fight with it. I just want to get one thing out of the way. Because I'll forget about it if I don't mention it now. I love how I was just saying in the previous vlog, maybe it's time we wrap this kind of thing up. And like, literally, like, just the next episode, like, that is perfect writing when right at the time you're like, yeah, we can just, it's okay, but, and then BAM! They fix it. Yes!
And the way they get out of it, too.
That happens so rarely.
The way they get out of it as well, isn't that the perfect way for them to get out of it, for them to be stuck? But it's not the entire episode, because I think we've seen enough of those.
Oh, yeah. Though, I mean, the second they got stuck in there, I'm like, and they fuse.
But but I love how it's like they're talking, there's one way out, they fuse, and they're okay with it, and they share the stuff, and then they separate, and they're okay, and it just felt like, even though it was like, a wrap-up you could kind of see coming, it felt right. But on top of that, the speed of it and the animation of it and the action, the expressions on them, this just had such energy and such good pacing, and it was fun, but it also had a lot of character, it had a lot of feeling, it was good writing to it.
It was girls talking to each other about their frickin' feelings. But they also kick some fucking ass!
And I'm with you because you were saying during it, Peridot's becoming one of my favorite characters.
Peridot, hands down, is that frustration. It's almost like the Monarch, and it's one of those, like on Venture Brothers, it's one of those villains where you just feel that frustration of just somehow nothing goes right. When she was fishing with the controls, God damn it, I don't know what I'm doing! Here we go. Die, 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 die! Oh no, that was already die, 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 die! Like, I love this character.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's characters like what we write in the Nostalgia Critic and in like Kick-Assy and stuff, but it's also like Dark Helmet.
I mean, I feel like they've established, well, she's not at the top of any totem pole. Like, isn't she just being sent to fix stuff and this and that? So she's like one of those mid-level workers that, like, just the frustration of, like, she probably has bosses, and then these three assholes and their kid are fucking things up for her.
I think it's like she's a little higher up, like not quite middle, but a little higher up. But you're right, she's nowhere near the top.
Yeah,
she has a little bit more authority
nowhere
than
near
most,
the top.
You can tell.
Has a job to do. And these pests just keep...
Yeah. And the
they're
animation...
crazy dog.
Yeah, and
I should talk about Amethyst that way.
The animation on her, too, and the way she moves and how quick she moves. But she's funny while she's doing all this, too. And her movements are funny. And like what you said, Steven's really interacting with the team, too. And they're all working off of each other. Yeah. And it's just great to see.
Oh, that kills me. I love the way the three of them are like, Sailor Mooning it. Like, in the name of the moon, we will punish you! And Steven's like, hi!
Have a great week!
Have a great week! I love how he it kills me, man. Every time they meet up with Peridot, and he's just like, kind of like, hey, how's it going? Nice to... You know why I like it? It's because it's so much more humiliating. When you've got like these three and then just this kid just like, hey, we're gonna mess you up now. I would be so embarrassed, like, if they won. Like,
well, just the little additions, like when Steven grabs her foot and, you can do anything. You never have a fist and really hit him and stuff, and so she goes like that trying to piss him off. I mean, it's so funny, and there's something about, just the energy of this one that, like, it just really brought me back to kind of that energy and that high that I had when you're a kid watching a show like this.
The second Steven whipped out the shield, I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Because I was like, finally, we get to see some fighting, and we get to see Steven participating, and that probably is really terrible and would count as child abuse in any other show, but here it works.
Well, that's something I always thought, like, I always wanted to see in kid shows, especially ones that had teens and stuff, it's something where it's like, sometimes they got right, but in the past they really haven't. I'm thinking like in Batman with Robin, a lot of times he was a pest. In X-Men with Jubilee, a lot of times she was a pest. And it's like, I wanted to see the kids represented well, because it's mostly kids watching, and you want to feel like, yeah, you're part of the team, and you're being represented. And I love it when they do it right, and they really feel like they're a part of the team, and they're contributing, and they're not just there to get kidnapped or saved. And I love it when they get that right. And I think, even though they had to show him progressively get more and more into the team, it was represented, and I thought it was really a lot of fun.
They all pitched in, which I liked.
Yeah,
and I liked the conversation they had in the Star Wars Crush Pit of Doom or whatever that was. I just kept on saying, R2, do something.
the dying
R2. But I like how it was basically about like, no, I'm not as strong as I think I am. I actually, the two sides of me like completely threw a shit fit at each other. And so like there was a mutual understanding that they're both not the heroes they quite think they are, but they gotta suck it up, Buttercup, too. So
yeah, well, and I love the like I said, the expressions on this one. I'm so amazed how they can make them so over the top and so big, and just the shapes of the heads and everything are so wonderful. But then when they needed to get really emotional and really dramatic and really tense, they could do that too. You know, with them getting crushed. I mean, what great angles in that scene.
Well, yeah, it was a good Pearl episode too, because I felt like we learned more about her, like her classic neurotic, like just she kind of needs constant validation, like from someone else, from some external source. So, and without that, she kind of like crumbles and is always questioning herself. But she always has this air of like, I know what I'm doing, this and that. But inside, it's just a total mess.
Well, and what a wonderful way to show. I mean, I'm sure they're just saving on animation, but just cutting to her arms like that, and then a close up of her eyes. That's an old anime trick. Where they'll do like these close-ups to save on animation, but it's like if you do it right, it can be so much more effective than if you just do a close-up of their face talking or whatever.
Speaking of anime, I like the fact they do the whole.
Is that anime insult? Yeah, I've seen that before. I didn't know it was an anime thing.
I'm assuming I see it in anime all the time. I don't really see it in Western animation much.
I want to say I've seen some, but yeah, maybe it is anime.
I always thought that was an anime, like.
I'm not sure. Now I'm really wondering. I love the little Sonic the Hedgehog thing with Amethyst. That was great too.
Yeah, we were singing the theme song for Sonic.
There's when it started off, especially, it just starts off fast, and it starts off with this great speed. I think there's this excitement when you're in the middle of a show and you get an episode like this because you're watching it, you're excited, and you're caught up. Like, if somebody came in, like, they could maybe guess what was going on, but there's this real excitement that you know what every character can do, what they're capable of, what their past is, what their emotions are to each other, how far they've come, who this villain is, what the villain can do, why they're fighting, and there's just this excitement to it. When it just throws you in the middle of this, and it's like, you don't need any catching up, you know every single thing. And yeah, there's just something about this one in particular, like I say, it just really brought out this high of watching these really fun kid shows that had a lot of detail, a lot of energy, and a lot of action, but also a lot of character.
It was, how you would say, a step in the right direction.
You made a joke! Puns, yay!
It's like the fact that they got her foot.
Yeah, I like that too.
I'm hoping they're just gonna like mount that on the wall.
See, I'm hoping they're gonna like analyze and the foot can do all these cool weird things or something. That's what I'm hoping they do.
Use her, kick her own ass using her foot. Program the foot to attack her.
That would be pretty cool.
We're too far behind. We can't make suggestions now. You know, like, because I'd be like, do it, and I'd be like, oh, that. Like they're into season 3 already. I can't.
Maybe for another character they can rip off a foot and do that or something. I don't know. But yeah, love this episode. Just so much fun. Yeah, just really, really great, and looking forward to seeing the next one. So we'll see you at the next one too. Later.